So kind of a lazy day today, not much going on. Of course, we're gonna get swamped here in I guess starting tomorrow. Got to go over to somebody's place and put in a new PTO. This is a PTO, just so you know. Yeah, this is electric engagement for your lawnmower blades. Not everybody has this, of course. A lot of them have, you know, a handle that you push up. But this one's a PTO where you just pull a button. That seized up on there, so the thing is it was under warranty. You know, it was something I just worked on, and they said it didn't work, so I just figured a belt fell off or something. So it was easier to just take it off over there. Well, now it's off. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get it loaded into the truck, so hopefully we can get it over there and, you know, take the new PT over there and get it all hooked up without me forgetting a tool that I might need. But oh well. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but they do have a carport, so I'm gonna probably pull that in there. We'll see how it goes. And then we got this coming in. Let's see, this came in yesterday. I think I told you about this. It needs a belt. That'll be here Saturday. Just got this today, and you haven't seen the video on my other channel of this one yet, but I worked on this one already. And what it was is the magnets on the flywheel had all busted off, just busted into pieces. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if I got it anymore. Oh, there they are. Mate, yeah. So there's all the some of the magnets remnants, just pieces of them, and it's supposed to be in long pieces like this. I just showed you this on the Beast. I just did this, except on the Beast they didn't break. This busted all up, so I had to replace the entire flywheel and got it running. Well, when I told him, I said, you know, you may want to consider getting a carburetor on this. Now, he runs this commercially, and the lots he cuts, oh my goodness, they're huge, just huge. He's got 3 machines running, and yesterday I saw him up there running them, and I don't know, we drove by about 10 o'clock and they were cutting, and we went by again, I don't, probably 5-ish o'clock, and they were still running. Of course, this one was down, which I didn't find out until about 5. He said it started running really bad and it was overheating, so he brought it over this morning. This one, the carburetor, so in order to run it he had to choke it a little bit. Well, when you're choking it, you're putting extra fuel in it, or is it running too lean? I forget. Anyway, I think it's running too lean, so we were choking it. But anyway, that could cause overheating. But he said it was running bad too, so he brought it over, and I really wasn't seeing anything wrong with it when he brought it over. But after a few minutes, it started backfiring and popping and making a lot of noise. So I checked the sparks, and the ignition coils are starting to go bad. They don't just stop working, they just heat up. And so my guess is what happened on these, the carburetor was throwing in so much fuel and it fouled out the spark plug, which overworked the ignition coil. So we got all the parts ordered for this. Of course, he's in a hurry for it. He's got one man just weed eating because he doesn't have this mower. He asked if he could rent the Beast, and you know, I said I had to talk it over with Carolyn. He said, well, let me think about it. Maybe I'll just rent the Beast, but if I can get this back to him fast, maybe he won't need it. This is Thursday. Of course, tomorrow I won't be here in the morning, and then the parts will be here Monday. So hopefully I can get this thing up and running Monday and get him back on his way. That way we don't have to think about renting out the Beast. I'm not too sure I want to. UPS has decided they don't want to deliver Amazon packages in rural areas as much anymore. So they've asked Amazon to scale back their operation. You know, that just doesn't make sense to me. Think about this. A company doesn't want to increase its business. It wants to scale back its business. The only thing I can make sense of this is if Amazon were to go under, that would mean, you know, if UPS decided to expand and its operation, get more trucks, more drivers, more buildings, more everything, that if Amazon went under or decided to cancel the contract with UPS, UPS would be in trouble. So they're scaling back. And I thought this was going to be bad news, but it actually has turned out so far pretty good. What it is Amazon is delivering packages to the post office directly. So I'm getting packages in 2 days. They ship it in the morning. It gets here before the delivery driver, starts taking the mail around. And so about 7:30ish, Amazon pulls into there. And by 9:30, I got the package. So it gets here earlier than UPS, gets here faster, 2 days instead of 5 to 7. So that's great. So I just ordered these parts. That's Thursday. It's going to be here Monday. This one I ordered yesterday. It's going to be here Saturday. That's another thing. Saturday deliveries. We got a weed eater. I think that's Saturday also. And that's from the same guy who owns the Husqvarna, the weed eater is. So the guy came by yesterday. And I just wish people would be a little bit more honest. He came by and said, I need a computer for my lawnmower. Well, I didn't know what he was talking about, a computer. There's on some lawnmowers, they come with a control module, and those can go out, but it's very, very rare. And he's talking about all the things he's done, tested and everything, and it's more likely that he's got a switch, like a safety switch that's not working somewhere, or his PTO is engaged. He's got the button pulled up, and he's trying to start it. And he's saying, oh no. So he comes over here, and he says, I need to buy one of these. Well, why would I carry it? It's $100. Why would I own one of these? I mean, if I'm going to have to work on it, I would just order it. I can understand if somebody comes over and says, hey, you got an air filter or something. Anyway, and I said, no, I don't carry that. Well, I'll bring it over. Well, I knew he wasn't going to bring it over. I don't understand why they say they're going to bring it over when they know they're not going to bring it over. As soon as he said it, I knew he wasn't going to bring it over. What he was going to do is get online and look for that part. So I don't get it. Don't say it. It makes no sense. I would say, oh, thanks. But I mean, he asked where can he park to unload and all that. I mean, he asked all the right questions, but I knew he wasn't going to do it. So, but I guess business is just, I've been really thinking about how this lawnmower business is going to work in this small area. I've told you in the past that we've got poor people here, and then we got summer vacation home people. So the community is fairly poor. But the summer home people, they're rich. And I've been trying to figure out why some of the rich people come here and you can just tell, like that guy last night needing a control module. He was not impressed with me at all. So, but then you get another rich person and they're just overly excited about meeting me and getting me to work on their stuff. I got one rich guy from Kansas. He has brought all of his equipment down from Kansas. He brings his equipment that he has here at his second house and the stuff. He loves me. He tells everybody, oh, use Rob. Just did another one yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple weeks ago. And I mean, he is telling everybody in the community, in his rich area of the community, that check out Rob. I mean, just yesterday, somebody said, hey, who's that guy that works on lawnmowers? And he jumped right in there. I mean, he was the first one to respond. Oh, you're gonna love him. He does great. So it's just weird to me how the rich and the poor kind of react. Now, I recognize this is a very old lawnmower. I used to own one of these in 2000. I bought my first one. Maybe it was 2001. I love this lawnmower. And so he called me up. Again, $1 million homes, $3 million homes, just huge homes. He wasn't snooty at all. He was just really happy to for me to help him out, work on his lawnmower. So what it was is he bought the house from his father-in-law. It was actually his wife. He's, I think, 73 years old, and she was 53 years old, so significant age difference, but she wanted her lawnmower running. So, we got loaded up. I mean, the thing is I went over there, and this thing was up a little, and that kept it from turning over. You couldn't turn it over. And I went over there and I immediately pulled that handle down. It popped right off. And and then they said, well, the belt fell off. what can we do? I said, well, I can take and fix it. Okay, yeah, I mean, they're just really excited. But there's some rich people who are just hate the idea of using our services, and then there's other rich people. So Carolyn and I kind of figured out what it might be. This morning we were talking about it. It's like The Great Gatsby. If you ever read that book, you got old money and new money. Old money means they've inherited it, and you got new money who have worked for it. And our suspicions are the folks who inherited their money don't like the idea of coming to this area. They love the lake, they love their home, but they don't like the people in here. If you ever watched the TV show Ozarks, it's a Netflix series actually. It's exactly how this area is. You got the rich and the poor. So I would imagine that the old money just is disgusted by the idea that there would be a shade tree mechanic here trying to make a little bit of money on the side, side hustle. Whereas the old money, they see the potential. First of all, what they see is how cheap I am. The old money, they don't care how much it costs. Take it to Kansas City and get charged $100 an hour. Who cares? Just get it fixed. I want a fancy air-conditioned garage, and you can eat off the floor, and all that stuff. But the new money, they had to work for their money hard, and so they know what it's like to start out in your shade tree mechanic with a tarp or with a shed. The thing is we've considered all of it, and we recognize we're going to lose business. So we're going to lose business from the old money. But if we raised our prices and got a big shed and started charging for the overhead and all that stuff, I mean, there's a shop up there right now for rent. I could go rent it. We could set up shop there. I'm sure that would bring in the old money. The problem is now the new money and the poor people wouldn't come here. They just wouldn't. Be too expensive for them. Waste of money. But they understand the value and the quality work and the guy trying to get by. So I know the trolls are just going to have a field day with this video. I told you weren't going to be able to run this business. But we're getting plenty of the old money and the poor folks bringing their lawnmowers. I mean, this guy here, you can tell he's either feast or famine. I mean, he like I said, he does this for a living, cuts the grass. So, when he got his tax returns, he got his lawnmower so it would turn over. He got that flywheel fixed. But that took all his money, because when I asked him, you want me to fix carburetor? No. You want me to change the belt? No. Well, now it's back, and he's like, yeah, hey, here's my weed eater, and here's my... So, I mean, he wants to get these things fixed. He just couldn't afford it last month. And this month, he can afford it. So, that makes sense. He's poor, and we're all just trying to get by. Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about is this nightmare. Carolyn came up with an idea. So, of course, we got a lot of old tires and trying to figure out how to get rid of them, recycle them, or whatever it is we're going to do. She says, well, I like to make flower pots out of them. So she had heard that if you, I guess she's done it before with full-size tires. So she said, let's make flower pots out of them. So we tried this one first. That didn't work. These small tires, they're just inflexible. I mean, just absolutely inflexible. You cannot get these to fold. What it is, you cut these out and then you fold it inside out. But these are even hard to get off and on the rims. It's terrible. So we're going to try it with these. They're a little bigger. We'll see if we can get these to flip through over. But this had so much slime in it that we had to, she washed them out. So she's just trying to soak them right now. And she's trying to catch the rainwater in them, so get it to flush out. And because I don't want to work on it, and she doesn't want to work on it with that slime in there. So if the rain catches it, then the more rain comes in, it'll just flush it out more and more. But boy, that is a nightmare. So we're not going to be able to get this one to flip through inside out. But she said she used to do it with full-size tires, and she said that was tough enough. They only did a couple, I guess, and they were done with that. So we'll see how bad these are. These aren't hard to get on the rims at all, so this might be a little bit easier. If not, I'm going to have to get on YouTube and figure out how to do it, because she'd like to have these flower pots. And of course, we're going to have lots of tires throughout our history here. So we'll figure out something to do with these tires, or take them to the recycler. I don't know. We'll figure out something, I guess. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you over to my other channel. We'll be working on something. I'm not sure what. Maybe I don't know. So hope I can inspire you. I don't know. Figure out your community so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.